This is that classic helicopter game made way back in 2002. Millennials may remember it from being one of the only games not blocked on school computers. It is basically the original Flappy Bird. I wanted to see if ChatGPT could create all the code from it just from text prompts, and then see if it could add in extra features where it shoots missiles at you into the code to make the game more difficult. First, I tried to get ChatGPT to code in JavaScript, but it didn't work. And after the many problems I had in my last video where I used it to make Snake, I decided to switch to Python. I also thought Python might be better trained in the AI's code base, so that might make it easier too. We gave it a big description of what happens in the game. ChatGPT outputted some great code. Well, kinda. Not really. But it did something, and that's better than I was expecting. Remember to set low bars in life, cause no matter what you do, you will still and always be a disappointment to your parents. The images were just way too big. I quickly changed the scaling of the images and the game worked. Got the smoke in there too, but it was impossible to play. I needed to tweak the settings. Now it was kind of working, but the floor and ceiling were flat, and we need to get them to move in sync with each other up and down, just like in the original. ChatGPT struggled to do this after me trying to explain in detail many times. It couldn't get it to work. Like women telling men how to sack the dishwasher. It's hopeless. But I was making it from memory, and the approach was the wrong. I was trying to ramp the floor up and down in a straight line. The original has blocks that just move up and down in steps. Still, even when trying to get ChatGPT to do the steps, it couldn't do that. So I had to cheat here and do some of the coding myself. But now it's working pretty good. Next, I needed to get the explosions, or I needed to get ChatGPT to get the explosions to work when the chopper crashes.
Get to the chopper!
This it was better at, but still not quite right. It created a function to animate it perfectly, but because the game loop ended as soon as you crashed, it wouldn't allow the animation to play. And again, after trying so many times to get the AI to do it, I gave up and I just added in myself quick 48 frame loop between when the helicopter crashes and when the game loop ends. And this allowed the animation to play fully. Now, with a little bit more tweaking, we have a game that is very close to the original and very playable. This is a gravity flipped version. Like riding a bike backwards, it is super confusing. But also here's a submarine version of it. Has to avoid safety regulations. The Smoke is Logitech game controllers. Here's a Mr. Beast version. Smoke is now dropping money everywhere, and he has to avoid the IRS. Okay, next, let's try get ChatGPT to add the extra missiles into the game. That is pretty good. It kind of worked the first time I tried. Not exactly perfect though, but who is? Remember, lower your expectations. ChatGPT has got a lot better than even a few months ago. There is now this continue button that didn't used to be there. Used to have to ask manually for it to continue the code. And half the time it would just start the code from the top again. Other times it would output code in a different feckin' language. And then it would make so many mistakes and get confused. This is so much better now and allows for much larger code outputs. This is just the free version. So imagine how much better the actual one that you pay for, where you can plug it directly into your code with its API would be. Might be absolutely fantastic, but me is cheap, so someone else out there, let me know if it's worth paying for. Now, the missile dimensions needed to be tweaked, because they were some fat boys, and the frequency they came at was too slow, and it takes several missile hits to kill you. And there's this health bar to show you your damage, like an actual proper game. We then asked it to add in a health pack and increase the health bar when you collect the health pack. Genuinely worked the first time.
First try.
So good. Even made the health move slower, so it was easier to go and get it, and it comes less frequent than the missiles. I didn't even ask the code to do it, it just did it itself because it thought that would be good, and it was. I am so much more impressed with ChatGPT now than I was a few months ago, and back then I thought it was pretty awesome. Though there is defo more than a few wee bugs in the game. Would need to fix those for an actual version. Also add in a high score counter. But that'd be pretty easy to do.